If you've considered buying a home in San Diego County right now, you probably know the struggle, as the median price single family home is now over $1 million, which means if you bought this home today with a mortgage rate of around 7%, that is going to be a monthly cost of $6,422 if you put 20% down and $7,088 if you were to put 10% down. Now, those monthly mortgages that I mentioned, that would include property tax and property insurance, so that's basically all inclusive as far as owning the house, not including any repairs or upgrades or anything else that you have to add to the house. This market can be brutal for buyers, and if you're asking yourself if $1 million home is actually worth it, you aren't the only one right now. But I've helped a lot of people move here to San Diego, and I can tell you there are better options, at least depending on your needs and wants. My name is Dan Parker, and thanks to you and everyone watching this YouTube channel, we are now recognized as one of the top relocation real estate teams across the entire county. If you have specific questions on a potential move to San Diego, my info is down below. Now, just last week, I was talking to a couple from Arizona. They want to move to San Diego with a roughly $1 million budget, and they just didn't know if it was realistic for what they're looking for. They told me their friends literally think they are crazy for wanting to move from Arizona to spend so much on a house, to spend so much on property taxes. They're going to spend all of their income on living in San Diego, but the weather, the accessibility, getting away from the hot climate because she has a specific health condition, all these things were extremely important to them. And all these feelings that they're going through is extremely common. I get it. But there are other options. Let me show you 4 different ways you can get a bigger, a nicer, and a newer home in San Diego County for around $1 million. First, let me show you what people searches kind of start with. So let's just take a look at single family homes in San Diego County. We're going to take a look at this home right here, listed at $929,000. Nothing fancy from the outside. Great location. It's in Claremont. Let's take a look at this house. So this is a 3-bed, 2-bath, just barely 1,000 square feet. You see some cracks in the driveway. The home is okay, but kind of needs some upgrades. 5,000 square foot lot. You know, this is the type of home that people are seeing when they're starting their search and they're looking around $1 million. A smaller home. This one only has 1 bathroom. But it's going to be a little bit more central. And of course, this can be disappointing because $1 million is a lot of money. Like we said, it's going to be around $5,000, $6,000, even up to $7,000 a month, depending on how much money you put down, depending on where rates are at when you buy that house. But there's a better way. Let me show you. So the first recommendation to get a little bit more for your money in San Diego is to be okay with an older home. Now, the last home I just showed you was a little bit on the older side, but if you look at this property that is in El Cerrito here in San Diego, it's going to be another pretty central location. This was actually built in 1948. So this is a very old home. You want to make sure that all the inspections are done properly and that there aren't any major issues with the foundation or the roof or anything like that. But for this property that has been on the market for 10 days, might have a little bit of room for negotiation on price. 4-bedroom, 2-bath for 1,200 square, or almost 1,300 square feet. You have a nice yard. It comes with solar panels, and it's pretty upgraded when it comes to the interior of the house and the kitchen. Now, this is the type of home that is very common in San Diego. This is where a lot of people start here in San Diego, especially when you're coming from another area that has more affordability. If you find a home that might be a little bit on the older side, this is definitely going to be on the very older side. A lot of our clients end up buying homes that were built in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and a lot of those homes have been renovated. So if you're thinking right off the bat, I only want new construction home, I would at least implore you to consider buying an older home that has been renovated. That's the first idea. The second thing that I'm going to recommend is going to help you get a bigger home. So in order to get a bigger home in San Diego County, the best recommendation is to go a little bit farther out. So if you take a look here, these are homes that have at least 2,500 square feet, which for San Diego County is going to be on the bigger side, especially when you're looking around that $1 million price point. And one of the main things you're going to see is there's not a lot of availability when you're looking at Metro San Diego, looking Central San Diego. And a part of the reason is just because of the age of the homes. A lot of these homes were built, like I said, 60s, 70s, 80s. Some of these homes are 100 years old, and homes just in general weren't built very big back then. They were a lot smaller than starter homes these days. So when you're looking at size of property, you're generally going to have to go farther out. And some of the places that we recommend are going to be a little bit farther north. Up in Vista, Fallbrook, Valley Center is where you're going to find bigger homes. You can go farther east out here into El Cajon, into Alpine. And then you can also look at somewhere like Ramona. So this isn't going to be very close. This isn't going to be very central, but if you want a 2,500 or 3,000 square foot home that is upgraded and nice, maybe this could be a good option for you. If you take a look at a property like this that is listed at $1,050,000, this is a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2,700 square feet. And you can see it's a newer home. It has a nice big garage. It has a nice big driveway. There is a lot to like about this property. And for this price point, this is basically unheard of for what you can find in the city of San Diego. So if you're looking for a larger home, going a little bit to more of a rural area throughout the county might be the option for you. The next option that you have, if you're trying to increase affordability, if you're trying to expand the amount of homes that you can get for around $1 million, would be to consider an attached property. So attached could be a condo, it could be a townhome, or it could be a twin home, which you find throughout San Diego County. That is another option. A twin home is basically a single family home that is split down the middle, 2 properties that are attached on one side. And so that's something that you can find all around the county. Depending on where you're looking, depending on what areas are most important to you. Right now, we're going to look at a different area. We're going to look at Carlsbad, which is a more expensive area. So here is a twin home listed for $948,000. This is upgraded. It's a 2-bed, 1.5 bath. But the nice thing is it's extremely coastal. So if you want to be a 5-minute drive or even a short bike ride away from the beach and from the ocean, something like this that is fully upgraded, this could be a really great option for you. I like this property a lot. It has a fireplace. It is upgraded inside. You back up to kind of a grassy, patchy area. And I would live here. This is a nice place. So this is in Carlsbad. This is one of the most desirable areas in North County, San Diego, known for highly ranked schools, a lot of public activities that you can do. But if you're looking to be more central in San Diego, you can find attached properties in Mission Valley. You can find attached properties in Pacific Beach. You can find attached properties around Balboa Park, in Hillcrest, in Bankers Hill, in North Park, in South Park. So if you're looking for being central, if you want to be in a walkable area, if you want to be close to a walkable area, if you want your property to be more upgraded, attached property might be the way to go. And if this is your first home or your first home in San Diego, this gives you an opportunity to get your foot in the door when it comes to buying property, and it gives you some leverage down the line of being able to turn the equity in that property into another property here in San Diego County, maybe a single family home or a bigger home or a nicer home down the line, which is in a big part a lot of the reason of how people are affording $2 and $3 million homes is because they bought something in San Diego, they built some equity through that house, and they were able to leverage that into another property. And lastly, if you're looking for new construction homes, there are 3 specific areas I'd recommend, although we see infill projects all over the place. Now, the main areas that I would recommend would be Chula Vista is going to be number 1. So if we go to South San Diego, we're down in Chula Vista, and there are more properties and more new developments than what's being shown on Redfin. A lot of the new developments are not shown on here. If you ever want to see a full list of what's actively under construction here in San Diego, let me know, because we have a master list that we send all of our private clients. Just shoot me an email and I'll send it over to you. Oh, didn't mean to zoom in. But when you're looking for new construction around the county, you have Chula Vista, specifically down in Otay Ranch. And then if you go farther north, these are the areas I'd recommend. So you have Fallbrook, which is a little bit farther north. And then you also have Valley Center. I'd say Valley Center is probably one of the most underrated value areas throughout the county. This is going to be a little bit more expensive. This is 23,000 square feet. It's listed for $1,168, but this is just a really nice house, really nice new construction house. You got the solar panels, you got a nice backyard. Still needs landscaping, which is pretty common with new construction homes. But Valley Center is a fantastic area. Otay Ranch is a fantastic area. And if specifically new construction is important to you, those are the areas I'd recommend taking a look at first. So if you found this information helpful, please do me a favor, hit that like button. Heck, if you're feeling crazy, maybe even hit that subscribe button too. And if you really want some more personalized information, personalized help on finding the right area, finding the right house, finding the right community for you and your family, or even just trying to figure out if San Diego is right for you, This is what we specialize in. I'd be happy to hop on a call and discuss. That is what our discovery session is for. I have a link to my calendar down below where you can just book some time on my calendar and we can go through an entire 30-minute Zoom session together. Or if you're ready to do some more research on your own, may I suggest starting by checking out the 4 safest communities, the 4 safest cities in San Diego County based on crime statistics. And these areas are actually more affordable than you might suspect. I went over all of them in detail in this video right here. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.